A significant winter storm is on the way, and it could lead to some serious disruptions across the United States, impacting your Thanksgiving plans. Right now, we are already seeing a powerful winter storm moving through the Midwest and Great Lakes. But what if I told you that an even larger winter storm is just behind this one? This upcoming winter storm is expected to bring a widespread 6 to 10 inches of snow across the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Ohio Valley in the coming days. This includes regions like Chicago, Milwaukee, and areas just south of Minneapolis, where some localized spots might see as much as 15 inches of snow. We are in for an active weather pattern, with several weather systems converging at the same time. A rush of bitter, early-season cold is colliding with a series of storm systems. How these elements align will determine who experiences heavy snowfall and who encounters strong storms. In this forecast, we will detail everything you need to know about this major winter storm, set to impact many areas right after the Thanksgiving holiday. We have a lot to cover, including 3 different winter storms that could affect the United States within the next week. Let's jump into our first storm, which is already ongoing. At this moment, there is a large low-pressure system positioned over the Great Lakes and southern Canada. This system will continue to produce heavy snowfall throughout today, Thanksgiving Day. The heaviest snow accumulation will be seen across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, along with central and northwestern Michigan, where an additional 12 to 18 inches of snow is possible. This afternoon, we will also witness lake effect snow increasing near Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, with snowfall rates potentially reaching 3 inches per hour. So, we can expect a substantial amount of snow throughout today. This evening, the snowfall is unlikely to taper off, except perhaps in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, as intense bands of lake effect snow will persist across the Great Lakes. By tomorrow morning, the same heavy snow bands will continue. The lake effect snow won't diminish until late Friday night. By that time, we'll be tracking the development of our next winter storm over the central and northern plains. Regarding total snowfall accumulations from this lake effect snow event over the next 48 hours, we are anticipating significant snowfall, particularly in northern and central Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, and into western New York, Pennsylvania, and northeast Ohio. Many areas can expect at least 6 to 12 inches of snowfall. In the pink areas, we could easily see over 1 foot of snow. Thus, expect a lot of snow for both Thanksgiving and Black Friday. If you're planning to travel in these regions, especially near the Great Lakes, it's essential that you remain aware of the weather conditions. Additionally, strong wind gusts are accompanying this lake effect snow and the low pressure system. Unfortunately, over 50,000 people are currently without power this morning across Wisconsin and Michigan due to this storm, and that number may rise today. Looking ahead to late Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a significant winter storm is projected to affect millions throughout the United States. This storm is expected to disrupt many travel plans, so let's dive deeper into it. As we reach Friday night, we will see a low-pressure system moving over the Rocky Mountains, which will intensify as we approach Saturday, producing even more snowfall. Light to moderate snowfall will stretch from Montana into Iowa and Minnesota, with some rainfall possible in the central and southern plains. Early Saturday morning, this storm will rapidly strengthen across the Midwest. Pay attention to the dark blue regions in Iowa, Missouri, as well as Illinois and Nebraska, which are expected to receive heavy snowfall on Saturday morning, with rates potentially reaching 3 inches per hour. Hence, snow accumulation will occur quite rapidly in this area. As Saturday afternoon approaches, that heavy snowfall will widen, reaching from central Nebraska to western Ohio and just outside Cincinnati. Isolated strong to severe storms may develop across the deep south and southern plains on Saturday. By that evening, heavy snow will extend across Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana, with the heaviest snowfall expected in central Illinois and central Indiana on Saturday night. This could significantly impact travel, particularly because Saturday is a busy travel day following Thanksgiving. As we head into Sunday morning, the storm system will advance across the Great Lakes. Moderate to heavy snow will continue in the Great Lakes and the Northeast, and late Sunday into early Monday, the snow will mostly clear from the United States. This will pave the way for another large winter storm, expected around Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, affecting areas from Oklahoma all the way to New England. We will discuss more about this shortly. We have much more to cover in today's forecast, particularly snowfall accumulation. But before that, let's hear from the sponsor of today's video. Your health is just as important as the weather we keep an eye on. I must confess, I used to postpone doctor visits because I was uncertain about where to start, whom to trust, or how long I would be on hold. Then, a wake-up moment hit me when I realized that something was wrong, and that I could no longer afford to wait to address it. I recall spending days telling myself nothing was amiss, though the pain in my leg persisted. Deep down, I knew something was off, but I hesitated to tackle the inconvenience of finding the right doctor. That's exactly why today's forecast is sponsored by ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search for and compare high-quality, in-network doctors, choose one that meets your needs, and instantly book an appointment. ZocDoc isn't limited to a single type of care. They provide access to over 100,000 providers across just about every specialty, from primary care and dental health to eye care, urgent care, mental health, and beyond. It's truly a one-stop shop for your healthcare needs. There's no need to call doctors' offices and wait on hold. ZocDoc allows you to do everything online. When you find the doctor you're looking for, you can check their available appointment openings. Plus, ZocDoc helps you secure appointments quickly, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking. You might even land same-day appointments. Stop waiting, stop guessing, and get the care you deserve. Visit ZocDoc.com/maxvelocity to find and book an appointment with a top-rated doctor. That's ZocDoc.com/maxvelocity to find and book a qualified doctor today. A huge thank you to ZocDoc for sponsoring today's video. And now, let us return to the forecast. Regarding total snowfall accumulation, this winter storm is set to bring quite a bit of snow. We anticipate a widespread 6 to 10 inches of snow throughout southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois, including Chicago. Around Des Moines, we could see 10 to 12 inches of snow from this winter weather event. I believe Chicago is likely to receive about 7 to 8 inches of snow, although I have less confidence in the forecast for St. Louis, in central and northern Missouri. It seems the model may be overestimating the snowfall near our rain and snow dividing line. I think the totals in this area will be significantly lower, possibly around 3 to 6, or perhaps 4 to 8 inches of snow. Regardless, plenty of snow is on the way for those regions. In Wisconsin, we're also looking at a widespread 3 to 6 inches in the forecast. If you're near Milwaukee, there's a better chance for around 8 to 10 inches of snow. Moreover, in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, I expect at least a widespread 3 to 6 inches of snow, with heavier snowfall as you head further west due to a more robust and slower-moving low-pressure system. This should help to slightly boost snowfall totals a little further back to the west. In New York and Pennsylvania, we are mostly expecting an additional 3 to 6 inches of snow for many of you. Even so, I believe that a lot of you might not reach the 6 inches mark. It will likely be around 2 to 4 inches of snow. Nonetheless, this is a lovely amount of snow just before winter begins. I also want to share a visual that provides insight into the likelihood of seeing more than 6 inches of snow from now until Tuesday of next week. If you are in the areas marked in red, there is at least a 90% chance of exceeding 6 inches of snowfall. In many of these regions, we could actually see totals closer to 10 inches, especially around Chicago, and even further back over Des Moines and Davenport. However, notice that the chances decrease sharply as you move south, particularly near St. Louis and across central Indiana, where the likelihood of seeing over 6 inches of snow drops to about 30 to 40%. This is why I previously displayed that graphic, indicating that this region might not experience the amounts suggested by the models, like upwards of 12 inches of snow. The reason for this is that temperatures will most likely hover around or just above freezing during much of this snow event, keeping accumulations significantly lower. Overall, the odds aren't in your favor for a major winter storm in St. Louis, but it is still a possibility in any area shaded in red or orange. This range extends from central Iowa into northern Indiana and northwest Ohio. Now, let's shift our focus to what's unfolding next week in the United States. We are entering a weather pattern that is likely to bring a series of snowstorms. Our first snowstorm has already hit in the past 24 hours. Another is expected this weekend, and it appears next week we'll see another substantial winter storm, perhaps even a nor'easter. As we look at Monday morning, we'll have two different air masses that will likely collide. One moving over the Rockies and moisture coming up from the Gulf. This will create a dividing line between warm and cold air and will be where our storm system sets up and tracks through the Monday and Tuesday timeframe. By Monday night, the GFS model indicates snow from Oklahoma through Michigan and Indiana, with the potential for sleet and freezing rain from Arkansas to Kentucky. I want to emphasize that this forecast is still about 5 days out, and details are subject to change, so do not get overly fixated on the specific areas where snow and ice may fall. The track and intensity of this storm system could shift as we approach the weekend and alter the dynamics of our impending storm. However, I want to mention it now, as it is something we'll want to keep an eye on for next week. By Tuesday morning, the storm system is likely to move quickly toward the northeast, where we may see snow and ice from Illinois to New England, along with heavy rainfall and possibly isolated severe weather across the southeast on Tuesday. Then, late Tuesday into early Wednesday, we might still be dealing with some snowfall in New England and the northeast. The exact strength of that snowfall remains uncertain, but if this scenario unfolds, we could be looking at significant accumulations from Missouri up to New England during that Monday to Wednesday timeframe. As we progress into next week, there will likely be additional snow events, but they may not be as impactful by the end of that first week of December. Nevertheless, a substantial amount of snow is on the horizon, marking a robust start to winter. On another note, we must discuss the drastic drop in temperatures across the United States. For Thanksgiving Day, temperatures are already below average, from the Midwest stretching to the East Coast, with the lowest readings in the Ohio Valley. Tonight into tomorrow, that cold air will strengthen further along the East Coast. Even parts of Florida are expected to see low temperatures dipping into the 30s tomorrow morning. Then, from Friday into Saturday, another significant blast of cold air will move into the central and northern plains. Low pressure will traverse the Midwest and Ohio Valley, ushering in much colder air compared to what we are experiencing presently. Monday and Tuesday will be our battleground for temperatures, where our next storm system will develop, with cold air to the north and warmer air to the south, potentially giving rise to another winter storm. By the mid to late portions of next week, it becomes more uncertain, but we may see a diminished chance for substantial winter storms towards the end of that first week of December. Now, let's discuss today's high temperatures. Happy Thanksgiving once again. We are seeing temperatures in the 20s and teens across the northern plains and the Midwest, while significantly milder conditions are present from Kansas through the southeast. Tomorrow morning, known as Black Friday, we can anticipate widespread freezing conditions from Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi all the way into the northern plains. Many areas in the northern plains and upper Midwest will experience temperatures dropping into the single digits, and we could even face wind chills below zero. So make sure to bundle up if you have outdoor plans for Black Friday. Thank you all for taking the time to watch today's forecast. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe below. We'll likely be live for winter storm coverage almost all day on Saturday, so remember to subscribe and click the bell icon to stay updated when we go live. A special shout out to Zach, who is sponsoring today's forecast. I genuinely value all the incredible sponsors for this channel. You can discover more about them through the top link in the description below. Please make sure to support them as well. So please be sure to bundle up if you have any plans outdoors on Black Friday. And as always, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks for tuning in to today's forecast. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing below. We will likely be live for winter storm coverage almost all day on Saturday, so don't forget to click the bell icon to receive notifications when we go live. Lastly, a huge thank you to Zach for sponsoring today's forecast. I truly appreciate all the fantastic sponsors on this channel. You can find them in the top link in the description below, and I encourage you to support them as well.